Whose agenda do we follow? Our own agenda or God's agenda? Whose will are we doing? Our own will or God's will? Whose kingdom are we building? Our own kingdom or God's kingdom? Mary, whom we honor this evening, was certainly not following her own agenda or doing her own will or building her own kingdom when she said to the angel Gabriel, "Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. May it be done to me according to your word." In keeping with the law of the time, she could have been stoned to death for being pregnant outside of marriage. She knew that because of that law, she might not be able to bring her pregnancy to term. Nonetheless, she had faith to believe that what is impossible for us is possible for God. And so out of that faith, she said yes. She surrendered herself into the hands of God, not knowing what the consequences would be. Mary's final words to the angel are a model for each one of us. "Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. May it be done to me according to your word." And because Mary surrendered, Jesus came among us. Mary shows us how to be a follower of Christ. We follow by making a loving surrender of ourselves into the hands of God, who will love us forever. When we wonder if we can make such an act of trust and abandonment, let us remember that when God calls us, he also gives us his grace. On the day that a man and a woman wed, it is not just the two who are united. It is them and Jesus who is united, because marriage is a sacrament. And the grace of that sacrament is there simply for the asking. And that is true with each sacrament. In each sacrament that we receive, the grace of God is present. Surrendering to God, making that act of trust or abandonment into the hands of God, is not easy. It means letting go, and like Mary, facing the unknown. That can be scary. We can find support and understanding in a passage from a book by Sister Ruth Burroughs, where she writes, "The proud cannot bring themselves to hold out empty hands to God. They insist on offering virtues, good works, self-denials, anything in order not to have nothing. They want to be beautiful before him through their own resources, whereas we are beautiful only because God looks on us and makes us beautiful. God cannot give himself to us unless our hands are empty to receive him. The deepest reason why so few of us are saints is because we will not let God love us. To be loved means a naked, defenseless surrender to all God is. It means a glad acceptance of our nothingness, a look fixed only on God, who gives, taking no account of the nothing to whom the gift is made. In life, we all are faced with a decision like Mary's. Will we surrender to God and allow him to do what from our human point of view seems impossible? Will we surrender our agenda, our will, our kingdoms to God and allow God's agenda, God's will, and God's kingdom to become a reality? When Mary surrendered, Jesus came. when we surrender, Jesus comes into our lives. To help those who followed his spiritual exercises, St. Ignatius Loyola wrote a famous prayer of abandonment. Here are the words: "Take, Lord, receive all my liberty, my memory, my understanding, my entire will, all that I have and possess. Thou hast given it all to me. To you, O Lord, I return it. All is thine. Dispose of it wholly according to your will. Give me only thy love and thy grace, for they are sufficient for me." With Mary as an example, let us surrender our agendas, our wills, and our kingdoms to God, just as Mary did, so that Jesus will have room to come and make his dwelling place with us.